Read the passage to answer the following questions 1 through 9. Some words, phrases are printed in bold to help you. Locate them while answering some of the questions. One day, Nandu rode his horse to the village fair. On his way back, he met Sumendra, the merchant. The merchant was a crafty man ready to do anything to earn some money. The villagers knew this. In fact, no one knew what trick he would be up to next. Now Nandu was poor and had no one in the world to call his own except a beautiful white horse. He loved it more than anything else in the world. The merchant had his eye on the horse for a long time and tried to think of a way to get it for himself. Seeing Nandu, the merchant thought, Nandu is the simpleton. Let me see if I can trick him out of his horse. So he said to Nandu, you live all alone. How do you manage? What does a young boy like you need with a horse? Sell it to me and I shall make you rich in return. Nandu replied, no, I don't want to sell my horse. But the merchant refused to give up so easily. He offered Nandu more money. Finally, when the offer reached 500 gold coins, Nandu paused and said, 500 gold coins seems like a good price, but I have a condition. If you agree to it, I shall give you my horse. What is it? The merchant asked impatiently. Give me the money right now, and I shall give you my horse when I have given you 10 lashes. After all, he would resell the horse for over 1,000 gold coins in the market. He would take 20 lashes for such a gain. He agreed instantly. He ran home and got the money for Nandu and bought along his whip as well. Nandu counted the money carefully. He then took the whip, and the lashes fell on the merchant's back in quick succession. By the eighth lash, the merchant was almost in tears, but he told himself that there were only 2 lashes to go, and the horse would be his. The merchant held his breath, waiting for the final lashes, but Nandu had mounted his horse and was riding off. Wait! Shouted the merchant in anger. What about the last lashes? Where are you going with the horse? We had a deal. Nandu stopped and said, I agree to give you the horse only after I had given you 10 lashes. But it is upsetting my horse. I will give you the last lashes later. Till then, goodbye. Come back, you cheat, the merchant shouted. But the crowd that had gathered around agreed with Nandu. A deal was a deal. Till the last lash was given, the horse could not belong to the merchant. Nandu rode away richer by 500 gold coins, and Sumendra waited in vain for several days for the final lash which never came. Question number 1. Why did the merchant offer to buy Nandu's horse? Option A is that he was very fond of horse and wanted it for himself. Fond of means liked a lot. Option B is it was his way of helping Nandu who was poor. Option C is the horse would be useful for carrying goods to the market. And the last option is he hated Nandu and wanted to deprive him of something he loved. So here, if we look in the first paragraph, it was written, the merchant had his eye on the horse for a long time and tried to think of a way to get it for himself. So option A is suitable over here, that he wanted to get the horse for himself. Question number 2. Which of the following is true in the context of the passage? Number 1. Nandu was an orphan. Yes, he didn't have his father or mother. Option 2 is the merchant was very persevering. Persevering means very determined. That doesn't matter how difficult it was, he was putting his best efforts to get the horse. Option 3 is the merchant was fond of Nandu's horse. So all these 3 options are correct. So option D will be the correct option here. Question number 3. Why did Nandu set the condition of giving the merchant 10 lashes? Option A is to discourage the merchant from buying his horse. B is to demonstrate how painful a whipping was so that the merchant would never hit the horse. Option C is to bargain with the merchant to offer more money. Option D is to outwit the merchant who was trying to cheat him. Here lash means hitting or beating with a whip or a stick. So it's quite painful. So here option D is the correct option here. He wanted the merchant to learn a lesson because the merchant was trying to cheat him. He wanted the horse for himself so he could sell it in the market for high price. So here, this is the correct option here. Question number 4. Why did the bystanders take Nandu's side in the argument? Option 1. They hoped that Nandu would give them a reward for the 500 gold coins he had earned. That is not right. Option 2. They were sure that the merchant would ill-treat the horse and wanted to prevent that from happening. That is also not right because merchant didn't want to keep the horse, he wanted to sell it. Option 3 is they knew that the merchant was a cheat and Nandu would be miserable without his horse of which he was very fond. So Nandu had no one in the world except for the horse. And secondly, it is written that the merchant was a crafty man ready to do anything to earn some money. The villagers knew it. So here option 3 is the correct option. Question number 5. Which of the following can be said about Nandu? Number 1, he was very cunning. No, he was not cunning or very clever in the bad sense. He was not. 2 is he needed money. No. And point number 3 is he was cruel to people but loved animals. It's also incorrect because he was very kind to the people and animals both. So here, option A is the correct one, none of these. Question number 6. What reason did Nandu cite for not giving the merchant the final lashes? Cite means what reason he gave or what reason he mentioned for not giving the final lash. Now, option A is his horse was distressed by the whipping. Distressed means upset. Option B is he realized that the merchant was in great pain and took pity on him. That is not right. Option C is he was following the advice of the people around. And the last option is he had changed his mind about selling his horse. So it's written in the last paragraph that I agree to give you the horse only after I had given you the 10 lashes, but it is upsetting my horse. So option A is the correct option. This was the reason he mentioned. Question number 7. What made that merchant agree to Nandu's strange condition for buying the horse? Option A is he wanted to show Nandu how brave he was. Option B is he thought of the profit he would make on selling the horse. Option C is the fear that Nandu would raise the price of his horse otherwise. And the last option is he did not think that Nandu would actually whip him. So it is given in the paragraph that after all he would resell the horse for over 1,000 gold coins in the market. So option B is the correct option here. He wanted to sell the horse. Question number 8. Why did Nandu consider selling his horse to the merchant? Option A is the merchant's offer was more than what the horse was worth. No, because he loved his horse a lot. Option B is he had not managed to sell it at the village fair. That is also incorrect. C is he could no longer afford to feed his horse. And the option D is none of these, which is the correct option because none of the reason is correct. Question number 9. Which of the following best describes the merchant's reputation in the village? Option A is he was enterprising and had made a lot of money. Yes, he was a rich man. Option B is he was dishonest and would do anything to get what he wanted. C is he was generous and helped the less fortunate. And the last is he was successful because he was courageous and stubborn. Here it is given that the merchant was crafty man and ready to do anything to earn some money and the villagers knew it. Option B is the correct one. He was dishonest and would do anything to get what he wanted. Question number 10. Choose the most suitable word. Ali is my sister's son. He is my dash. Uncle. Uncle is aunt's husband. Niece. It's a female. Nephew. Yes, option C is the correct one. Sister's son is called nephew. Question number 11. Choose the most suitable word. The children are dash when their team is taking the lead in the race. So if someone you like is winning, you don't get worried, afraid, or upset. The children will get excited. Option C is the correct option here. Question number 12. Choose the most suitable word. During the storytelling competition, Sally dashed to herself. No one could hear her clearly. Giggled, whistled, laughed, and mumbled. So option D is the correct option here. Mumbled means talking to yourself in very low voice. Question number 13. Directions. Two words are given to you, and these two words have some kind of a relationship which relates them in a particular way. After finding this relationship, you have to pick the right option which has words related in the similar way. Handcuffs and prisoner. Handcuffs is a non-living thing, and prisoner is a living thing which wears the handcuffs. So the options are shoes and feet. Both are non-living things. Option B is leash and dog. A leash is a non-living thing and dog is a living thing which wears the leash. Here, option C is tail and kite, and the last option is ring and finger. So option B is the correct option here because rest of the three options have pair of non-living things. Question 14. Which one word is substitution of the following? The killing of one man by another man. So option A is suicide. When a person kills itself, it is called suicide. Option B is homicide. The killing of one man by another man. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 15. What is the main idea of the following passage? Gravity is a force that makes things fall to earth. You can't see or touch it, but without gravity, life on the earth would be quite different. Everything would simply float away. If you jumped up, you would fly off into the space. If you threw a baseball, it would never come down. Gravity is also the force that keeps Earth orbiting around the sun. So without gravity, Earth might float away too. Option A is life on Earth would be different without gravity. Option B is without gravity, Earth won't orbit the sun. C is there will be no life on Earth without gravity. And the last one is all of above. So the main idea of the passage is that life on Earth would be different without gravity. Question number 16. What is the main idea of the following passage? Everyone uses soap, but not everyone knows how it works. Soap works by helping water wash things. Without soap, water forms drops and runs off skin or clothes, like raindrops on a window. Soap helps to break up the drops. This makes the water spread out thinner and wet the skin or clothing. Soap also helps oil mix with water. Oil and water usually don't mix together easily, but soap can mix with each of them. In this way, it helps pull the oil and dirt off things and into the water. When you rinse the soapy water away, the dirt goes with it. So there are some benefits written about soap. But option A is soap pieces can be used to make many things. Option B is soap helps break up water drops. C is soap and water work together to get things clean. And the last option is all of above. So here, option C is the correct option. Soap and water work together to get things clean. Without water, the soap will be like raindrops on a window, like it will be dry and leave stains. So it's necessary to have water and soap both to clean up the thing. Question number 17. What is the main purpose of this brochure? Here we can see the brochure. It is steps to a great smile. Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. Don't eat too much sugar. See your dentist twice a year. So here option A is to inform people about the way to have healthy teeth. Option B is to persuade people, like convince people to buy a new toothbrush. C is to inform people about the parts of a tooth. And the last option is all of above. Here option A is the correct option. The brochure is about how we can keep our teeth healthy. Question number 18. What is the most likely purpose of the following text? There are two slices of bread in a toaster. One of them says, "Hey, it's getting hot in here." The other one says, "Ah, talking bread." So option A is to persuade, to convince. Option B is to inform, C is to entertain, and D is all of these. So option C is the correct option here. It's a funny dialogue, so it is to entertain. Question number 19. Read the following paragraph, then add the better topic sentence. I only had one line, but I had it completely wrong. The curtain went up, and there I was, dressed like a lovely queen. I was supposed to say, "Hey, yeah, welcome to my fair castle." Instead, I squeaked, "Welcome to the fair." I couldn't believe I had gotten it wrong. I had practiced my line in the mirror for weeks. So, option A is I spent a long time preparing for the school play. Option B is my part in the school play didn't go as planned. So option B can be the correct option because it is mentioned here the girl was preparing for her one dialogue for a long time, but it didn't go so well at the time of presentation. So option B is the correct option here. Let's read the other two options as well. Taking part in the school play is full of fun. We should always take part in the school plays. So B is the correct one here. Question number 20. The word theory means a guess. In which of the following sentences the word theory has been correctly used? Option A. I have my own theory, like my own guess about who stole the car. So it can be our correct option. Option B is the police did a complete theory for the stolen car. Instead of theory, it should be inquiry. Option C, we sold the car and made a theory of $300. So here, instead of theory, earning can be written. So we sold the car and made an earning of $300. The last option is none of the above. So option A is the correct option here. I have my own guess about who stole the car. Question number 21. What is the meaning of require as used in the following passage? Most of the other children at camp only wanted to hike and swim. But Fatima was tired of hiking and swimming. She needed a new hobby. Fatima wondered what she could do. Play chess. Chess required two players. Fatima asked Ali if he wanted to learn, but Ali did not. Fatima couldn't play alone, so chess was out. So required means need. Chess needed two players. Option A is the correct option here. Question number 22. What does every sandwich require? Option A is butter. It's optional actually. Option B is a spoon. We can replace a spoon with a knife. Option C is bread. So bread is an important ingredient. Without bread, we cannot make sandwiches. And option D is hunger. So C is the correct option here. Question number 23. What is the meaning of take a rain check? I can't go to the movies this Thursday, but I would like to take a rain check for next week. Option A is to be paid for bad weather. Option B is to make a firm demand. C is to accept an offer now for a later time. And the last option is to check the weather. So option C is the correct option here. It's to accept an offer now for a later time. It is not about the weather at all. So option A and D are not at all correct. So C is the correct one here. Question number 24. What is the meaning of food for thought? Dr. Hoover gave us some food for thought when he said too much TV can be unhealthy. Option A is something too small to make a difference. B is something to think about seriously. C is something that someone eats for energy. And D is thinking too much that eats the brain. So only option B is the correct one here. Food for thought means food for thinking or something to think about seriously. So B is the right option here. Question number 25. You are waiting. Question number 25. You are writing a story about Maria, who is a new student. Choose the best description to show that Maria is shy. Option A is Maria buried her hands in her pockets and fixed her eyes on the floor. So usually shy persons do that. They just try to hide themselves or they just don't open up easily. So it can be a correct option. Let's read the other options as well. Option B is Maria glanced at the clock. How was it not even noon yet? Sighing, she rested her head on the desk. It's looking like she is bored. C is when Maria went to her school, she was walking very slowly. So it's about speed. The last option is Maria has a lot of friends. The option D is showing that she is very social. So option A is the only correct option, which is showing that Maria is a shy child.